Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Line Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'm about to fight a 2,000-point battle between my Chaos Space Marines and Marcus's Sisters of Battle. That's right, we've got the brand new Sisters of Battle Codex and the relatively new Chaos Space Marine Codex here, clashing it out on this planet. This is a Shrineworld, and what is going on is that the Sisters are here to defend it, and the Chaos Space Marines on their Black Crusade, led by Abaddon the Despoiler, have come to this planet to pillage it and bring it under control of the Chaos Gods. And the Sisters vow never to allow that to happen. So that's the story that we've got going on here. We are going to be playing with the brand new Pariah Nexus mission deck. So essentially it's brand new, a bunch of brand new secondaries, even brand new deployment zones, which we've got going on here. So we've got tipping point deployment that we're going to go here. I may as well show it off here. See where these dice are? For half the table over here, it's a 12-inch deployment zone. And then for the other half, it's a 20-inch deployment zone. So it's like a little stepped tiered system. And then it's the opposite over here, 20 and then 12 over here. So a brand new deployment zone. They have another one that's like long ways as well, like the other, or like the Dawn of War version of that. Again, with the stepped version, which is kind of interesting. So like a brand new deployment zone that we haven't seen in a while. So they still have Dawn of War, they still have Search and Destroy, they still have Hammer and Anvil, and they also have the one of the diagonal ones from the previous one. So there's still some of that, but it's brand new deployment maps, which is pretty interesting here. We're going to be playing some of the brand new missions as well. We have Burden of Trust, which is the primary mission that we're going to be playing here. So essentially what happens is you score, at the end of your command phase, you score 4 points for every objective marker that you control outside of your deployment zone. And at that point, you can nominate any of your one model for every objective that you control outside of your deployment zone. You can elect one unit that's on that objective to be guarding. And then what happens is at the end of your opponent's turn, you score 2 victory points for every objective that you have guarded, that you have a unit that's guarding on that objective that you control at the end of your opponent's turn. So they have to hold it for that whole turn. So they're nominated to be guarding during the command phase, and then they have to hold that objective or be on that objective and controlling it in your opponent at the end of your opponent's turn. And you score 2 VP for that. We are also going to be playing with the special rule of Stalwarts, which is one of the mission rules that you can do. And essentially, it allows battle line units to still shoot, even though they are completing an action. And the battle line units can also start an action if they are in engagement range of an enemy unit. Both of those you can't do otherwise in here. Also of note with actions here, they've changed it so that it's not just, you still have to be eligible to shoot, but you can't have advanced and you can't start an action after you shoot. So they've taken away the assault weapons being able to advance onto an objective and then do an action there. They've taken that away. So it's kind of interesting. So we'll see how it all changes, how everything operates here, trying out this new mission pack, trying out these new armies. So that's the story. That's the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Chaos Space Marines, I'll be running the Renegade Raiders detachment. Leading it off here, we have a Chaos Lord with a squad of 10 Chosen. We have a 10-man Chaos Cultist Mob squad. We have 2 5-man Raptor squads. We have a 10-man Legionary squad. We have a Master of Possessions with a 10-man Possess squad. We have a Forge Fiend. We have a Rhino. And last but not least, we have Abaddon the Despoiler with his 10-man Terminator squad. And for the Sisters of Battle, he'll be running the Armies of Faith detachment. Leading it off here, we have a Canoness with Jump Pack and a 5-sister Zephyrum squad. We have a 10-sister Dominion squad. We have 2 5-sister Seraphim squads. We have 2 Repentia squads. We have an Immolator. We have 2 Rhinos. We have 2 Castigators. We have a Dialogus with a Retributor squad. We have 2 Novitiate squads. We have Celestine with a Zephyrum squad. And last but not least, we have Morven Vol with a squad of Paragon Warsuits. Going over deployment now, I've got my squad of Possessed with the Master of Possessions over here. I've got my Rhino. Inside the Rhino is the Chosen Squad with the Chaos Lord. I've got my Forge Fiend. These guys are all up on the front line here on the further up section there. I have a squad of the mob, the mob, what is they called? The cultist mob. Jeez, I can't remember cultists over here. I got the cultist mob over here, and then on this side I've got my legionaries. In Deep Strike Reserve, I've got my two Raptor squads, and I have my Terminator squad with Abaddon ready to come down and cause all sorts of chaos. Going over deployment now for the Sisters. We have the novitiates over on this side. They've got infiltrate now, which is pretty cool. And the novitiates over on this side. We have the immolator. Inside there is half of the Dominion squad. We have the Retributor squad back over here. We've got a Rhino with the Repentia inside of it. We've got another Rhino with Repentia inside. We've got one of the Castigators on this side. We've got the other half of the Dominion squad back over here holding that objective. We have one of the Seraphim squads up on the top of are they on the top or are they down below?
They're down below.
They're down below over here, but just putting up there so it's easy to see them. And then we've got the other Castigator on that side. In Deep Strike Reserve, he has the two Zephyrim squads, one with the Canoness with jump pack that I managed to kit bash and made look pretty rad, I think. Looks pretty cool. I also think it's kind of apropos that I put her jumping off of like the severed head of a Forge Fiend. So perhaps he's coming to like get revenge for his his fallen friend over there. And then Celestine's with the other Zephyrim squad. And then Morven Vol is
also on Strategic Reserve.
Is in Strategic Reserves on this side there. So, and then one of the Seraphim, the other Seraphim squad, is in Deep Strike Reserve. Mm-hmm. So, and I think that's everything. That's it. Cool. All right. So that is deployment. We are now going to roll off to see who will go first. That's a 5 and a 6 with the fill face, and I'm going to be going first here. Woo! I just want to note that my Master of Possessions has an enhancement that allows his unit to scout 6 inches at the beginning of the game. So that's not bad. That's a pretty spicy enhancement there for the detachment with the Raiders. So, all right, we'll go with that. Movement phase here for the Chaos Space Marines on turn number 1. And my Cultist Mob stayed back over here where they were on the home objective. My Forge Fiend, my Rhino, and my Legionaries all advanced up the board. And my Possessed just moved up the board over here. They had the 6-inch scout, and then they will also get a +1 to their charge, which is pretty nice. So maybe mulching on some novitiates over here. But my Rhino should be able to get some shots off because the rule for my army is that when that all of my units have assault on all of their weapons, and when I make an attack against a unit that's on an objective, I get +1 to the AP, which is pretty spicy. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Starting off the shooting phase, my Rhino here is going to fire into his novitiates. So we're going to go with the Havoc Launcher first. So it's going to be D6, but it has blast, so it's going to be D6 +2 because there's a 10 in that. So it's going to be a total of 6 shots coming in over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. That's going to be all hits. Oh, no, I say it all hits as I'm pulling this one away. That's going to be 5 hits over there. These are Strength 5, Toughness 3, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds at AP -0.
All right, so they're in cover, so they'll get 3 ups.
All right, in cover, getting 3 ups. Cool, they're good to go. Then we'll do the Combi Bolter. These are hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. That's going to be 1 wound. That's going to be good. And then it's Combi Weapon. That's going to be 1 hit. It's got Anti-Infantry 4+. Nope, on a 2, it doesn't get any wounds in there. Cool. I realized I forgot to tell you what my secondaries were. So I drew basically 2 that were like the same. So I got Secure No Man's Land, which is if you control 1 objective in No Man's Land, you score 2 VP. And if you control 2 or more, you score 4 VP. And then I got No, I think it's 4 VP
Really?
in the new one. Yeah,
Okay.
and then it's in the other secondary I got was no prisoners, which is 2 points per unit that you kill, to a maximum of 5. So, but we are into the charge phase now, and my possessed are going to charge into his novitiates over here. They are this is a 6-inch charge, but they get +1 to their charge because of the Master of Possessions here. So we're looking for a whatchamacallit, the thingy with the other thing, 5 on the dice. Getting 2 5s, so I can do it twice here. All right, so we'll move them in and we'll come back to you. All right, so starting off the fight phase here, we're going to activate my possessed squad. I am going to do a Dark Pact of sustained hits. You now do the Dark Pact beforehand, not afterwards, so they will do their leadership here. Getting a 5, so they failed it, so they'll take D3 mortal wounds. Oh no, they take D3 mortal wounds. Yeah, D3 mortal wounds. So that's going to be 2 mortal wounds. So one of my guys is going to be down to 1. And then we'll come back with their attacks. All right, so my possessed are going to have 4 attacks each here. So it's going to be 40 attacks coming in onto these novitiates. I do get +1 to the AP because they're on the objective here. And that's what the raiders, they get the ability if they're attacking a unit that's on an objective, they get +1 to their AP there. So it's going to be 40 attacks into them over here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. And then strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound, because tough 3 there. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so 21 wounds into there. These are now AP 2 because of the +1 AP for attacking a unit on the objective there.
6 up invulnerable saves.
Looking for 6 up invul saves.
Oh, that was crazy.
Oh, that was. I don't think it's enough. Yeah, there's 10. There's more than 10 not 6s there. So they are dead, even with your crazy actions. Then at the end of the fight phase, I spent 1 CP on opportunistic raiders, which allows me to move a unit 6 inches. Unless they're mounted, then they can move 12 inches. You can also fall back if you are in engagement range. So at the end of their phase. So pretty good. I liked it. So that is going to be the end of the Chaos Space Marines turn here on turn number 1. I got 2 points for no prisoners, and I got the full 5 points for secure no man's land. I think I said 4 points. It is 5 points. We looked again. So it's if you control 2 or more, you score 5 points, and I control all 3. So not bad. So that's going to be it for the Chaos Space Marines here on turn number 1. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Sisters of Battle here on turn number 1. Movement phase for the Sisters of Battle here on battle round number 1. His unit of Dominions stayed inside of their immolator, and the immolator kind of it shuffled around a bit, right?
Just shuffled a bit.
Yeah, just to get some line of sight onto my dude bros over here. The Retributors just moved up into position here so they can see out of the terrain. The Rhino over here with the Repentia moved up into the building over here so they can next turn do some moving because the other Repentia squad from the other Rhino over there got out and moved up over here to make the charge onto these guys after all the shooting's done. The Castigator moved up over this way to get some shots onto them. The Rhino, once it dropped off its sisters, moved up into the position over here to hold on to that objective in the front there. They stayed still. They stayed still. The Castigator over here moved up a bit to get some line of sight down the way because my opponent's secondaries that he drew were secure no man's land, just like I did, because we're choosing the ones that have not changed, apparently. But then he also chose Mark for Death, which is a new one. Essentially what happens is when it's drawn, I choose 3 of my units that are on the battlefield. And then if my opponent's able to kill them, any of them before the end of the turn, he will score 5 VP for that. So pretty spicy. I chose the Cultist back over here because I knew he couldn't deep strike turn 1, which is a pretty good one. I chose the Forge Fiend because he's probably going for it anyway. And my options basically were the Forge Fiend or the Rhino, and I went with the Forge Fiend because I think it's going to stick around a bit longer, hopefully. And then over here, I chose my Legionaries because he does have the. Oh, I should have said the Novitiates over here. With the Palatine, I think I forgot to mention that, moved up into position to try to get a charge off into them. And that's where they are. So that's going to be it for the movement phase here. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. Start with the shooting phase. His immolator here is going to fire into my possessed. I did spend 1 CP on what is it called? Unfailingly Obdurate, which is basically Armor of Contempt, so reducing the AP by 1. So he has Heavy Bolter, and he also has Multi-Meltas here. So we're going to go with the Heavy Bolter first.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s, so got 1 hit there.
Yep. Strength 5 against whatever that is.
6 will be a wound there.
Yep.
AP -1, but becomes AP 0 because of Unfailingly Obdurate, which is this is like very easy to say there. So looking for a 3-up save. No, of course I fail it. Okay. And now the multi-meltas. Nope, no hits there. Okay. But the Immolator does have a special rule that if they target a unit, that unit loses the benefit of cover. So they're not going to have, if you hit.
That
so
one heavy bolter shot.
The one heavy bolter shot was the one that did it. So he has to hit, and it took away their ability to get cover there. So, all right. So now his Castigator is going to fire into them as well, especially now that they have no cover save there. So here comes the Castigator shots here. These are going to be hitting on 3s.
Yep.
Okay, with sustained.
Heavy bolter.
This is because these are the heavy bolter shots first here.
Yep.
These are going to be strength 5, toughness 6, so looking for 5s to wound, so he gets 1 in there.
Yep.
AP -1 becomes AP 0, so looking for a 3-up save. No, rolled the 1, cool. And now his Storm Bolter is going to fire, getting 1 hit, but not a wound. And now we've got the main gun here. Again, hitting on 3s. Okay, so that's going to be 3 hits. Strength 9, toughness 6, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP -1 becomes AP 0, so we're looking for 3-up saves. Making 2 of them, which is still better than they've been doing, but then the one guy is dead. The Rhino is going to fire its Storm Bolter into these guys over here. Nope, nothing there. All right, so now the multi-meltas from what are they? The Retributors are going to fire into them as well. So the multi-melta shots here, these are going to be hitting on 4s because they did move, so they don't get the +1 for heavy.
Yep.
So that's going to be 4 hits.
And then I'll cycle 1
And
through.
is going to send 1 of his miracle dice to get an additional hit, right?
Yeah, because the Dialogus can turn the miracle dice to a 6.
Okay, so the Dialogus can turn the miracle dice into a 6. That's what she does there. So that's going to be 5 total
shots.
5 total hits here.
Yeah. And then,
strength 9, right?
yes, but you killed a unit, so I get full rerolls against you.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. They get full rerolls against any unit that killed another unit. So these are going to be looking for 3s to wound. Nope, so that's going to be 4 wounds there. AP -4, right?
5 now.
AP -5?
Because of the Castigator.
Because the Castigator?
Yes, when the Castigator shoots you and hits you, you get -1 AP for the rest of the...
An additional AP? Wow. So the Castigator gives an additional AP to everyone who shoots after it. So now these are going to be AP -5, which becomes AP -4 because of my basically Armor of Contempt, and I can't remember what it was called, really. But they do have a 5-up invul save because they're demonic. So here we go. Okay, getting 2 of those, I'll take that. So that means that you've got 2, so we got 1 at a time we have to roll here.
I'll stick 1.
Oh, it's going to spend 1 here for 3 wounds, which will kill the guy.
That's right.
And then the other one
Roll the other one.
is a 6, so that will kill 2 guys there. The reason he can use the 2 dice is because what is it? The name? I can't remember the name of your detachment.
Army of Faith.
Army of Faith detachment. Their detachment rule is that they can the units can use 2 miracle dice per phase instead of just 1, which is pretty spicy, pretty good as you can see there. So. He then used his the cherubs there, which now allow you to recycle miracle dice. Used both of them there, and got a 4 and a 2 on those miracle dice that he spent there. So he's still got the 3 miracle dice at this point. And then the Sister Superior is going to fire her combi weapon into these guys again. Nope, not going to get it with a 1. And now his Castigator over here is going to fire into my Legionaries. So we're going to go with, how many shots? Or what shots are you going to go with first?
Battle Cannon?
Battle Cannon first. So it's going to be D6 plus 3 blast. So it's going to be D6 plus 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be 10 total shots coming in here. Pretty spicy.
So it ignores cover.
Ignores cover, okay.
And has an extra AP.
And now has an extra AP because of the Divine Guidance, which is the stratagem for this detachment here. Gives them an extra AP here. So
3s?
3s to hit. Okay.
And
alrighty. And then 2s to wound because it's strength 10. They're tough 4. So that's going to be 4 at AP
2, ignoring cover.
AP minus 2, ignoring cover, all told, right? Not an additional, okay.
Yep.
So AP minus 2, ignoring cover, so looking for 5 up saves. Making 2 of them, what's the damage?
3 damage apiece.
3 damage apiece, so that's going to kill 2 guys.
These are the heavy
And now the heavy bolter shots are coming in here. These are again hitting on 3s. Okay, but sustained there, so it's going to be 5 total hits. 3s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound. AP minus 2 though, because of the because of the extra thing there. So again, 5 up to save.
No, not ignoring cover.
Not ignoring cover.
Yeah,
okay.
So
but I mean, still AP minus 2, right?
Yep.
So it would have been looking for a 4 up save. So dead. And the storm bolter getting 1 hit. That is a wound, AP minus 1 because of that. So looking for a 4 up save. Getting, oh, I do have cover, but I still got it there. I forgot it's the angle. I was thinking on the train. I got it. Yep. And then the hunter killer is going into the forge fiend over here.
2.
That is a hit.
Yes. And then
that is not a wound though on a 1. Ooh. So now the novitiates with the palatine are going to fire into them. We're going to go with the palatine first. She's going to have a plasma pistol that he is going to supercharge here.
Yep.
That is not a hit.
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is a hit.
2.
She hits on 2s. Oh, nice.
Yes, sir. How dare you?
I was just saying. On a 4, that will be a wound.
Yep.
AP minus 3, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Minus 4 now because of.
Oh, the castigator gives the same thing. Yes. So minus 4. So that's just going to go straight through because I don't think I get any cover there. So that is going to be 2 damage. Dead guy. And then 6 of the pistols can fire here, hitting on 3s.
Rerolling because you're on.
Rerolling because I'm on objective there.
That's lethal.
That's going to be a lethal there.
5s.
5s. So that's going to be an additional 2. So 3 total. AP
minus
nothing.
1.
Oh, AP minus 1 because of the castigator. Forgot about that. So I failed 1 of those for 1 wound. Moving into the assault phase here, his novitiates here with the close combat weapons are going to charge into my legionaries. So he used a miracle dice of a 4. They need a 5, and they are in. There we go. And now the Repentia are going to charge into my guys over here. They need a 3-inch charge. He spent 2, got a 6. So they are way in. They needed a 3. And now the novitiates are going to start us off in the fight phase here. We're going to start with the, what were we going to start with first? Was it the Palatine?
Right here, 12,
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with the Palatine first. She has 4 attacks that are going to be
sorry,
coming.
I'm taking out the
sorry. We're going to go with the novitiates here. So these are going to be their, how many attacks each?
2 each.
2 each. Strength 4.
Yeah.
AP nothing.
Yeah,
1
1
damage
damage.
apiece.
That's
All right,
right.
So here we go. Hitting on 3s.
4s.
Oh, 4s. Hitting on 4s.
But we're re-rolling.
Re-rolling.
Because you're on an objective.
Because I'm on an objective. All right, we'll come back to that. And now the re-rolls. Okay, hitting on 4s.
A lethal.
Okay, which was a lethal, which is pretty good. These are wounding on
4s.
4s, because strength 4, toughness 4 here.
Yep.
Alrighty.
6, 8, please.
A total of 8.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we got 8 AP nothings coming in over here.
Yeah.
So I need 8 3-up saves. Failing 2 of them, so 1 guy will be dead. All right, so now the Palatine's going to go. She has 4 attacks here, but they have an ability where if you use their give up a miracle dice, you can do a mortal wound in addition every time you wound.
Yep.
So these are going to be 4 attacks here, hitting on 2s, I imagine, for the Palatine.
Re-rolling.
Re-rolling, no need to re-roll there. These are now going to be strength 5 because she has an enhancement that gives her an additional strength here. So looking for 3s to wound. That's going to be 3 wounds. So that's going to be 3 mortals that go through. So that's going to be, but then it's AP minus 3 for this one. Okay. So we're looking for 6-up saves. Making 1 of them. What's the damage?
2 each.
Oh, 2 each. So that's going to 4 total guys are going to be dead because kill a guy, and then the 3 mortals will kill a guy. Oh no! This will actually kill him.
Yep.
So it will kill 3 guys and put a wound on one. Guy. Yep. All right. And now we're over here to the Repentia, and the Repentia Superior is going to go first.
Yep.
So she's going to be hitting on 3s.
3s, re-rolling.
Re-rolling.
Their rule is that they charge.
Oh yeah, if they charge, they get a re-roll hits
and
and wounds, which is pretty good. So that's going to be 4 hits.
And then anti-infantry 4+.
Oh, anti-infantry 4+ because of the whip.
Yeah.
Just whip it good.
And I'm re-rolling wounds.
Re-rolling wounds,
We'll do
pretty
that
nice.
Too. 4 saves, please. AP
Alrighty.
-1.
AP -1.
Oh, sorry. I am spending the +1 to wound here.
The +1 to wound?
Which made no difference on.
Okay, yeah, because it was anti-infantry.
Yeah.
So there's going to be +1 to wound for the Repentia there.
That's right.
So that's going to be 4 AP -1. So
Yes,
looking for, whatchamacallit, the thing with the other thing. 4 up. So thank you very much.
No problem.
Failing 3 of them, so that will kill a guy. All right, now the Repentia are going to go into the fight over here. They're going to be hitting on 3s. Hitting on 4s, re-rolling because of them being on an objective. Or no, because they've made the charge here.
That's right, yep.
My opponent did spend a CP on to give them +1 to wound. And they do have sustained hits now, which is pretty good for the Repentia there. So
Yeah.
these are going to be hitting on 4s, re-rolling,
Yep.
and sustained on 6s. Alrighty, so let's get those re-rolls in there.
Yep.
Ooh, pretty good. Good thing you got the re-rolls.
I know, right?
Oh, that's pretty good there.
Did that do better?
Yeah, bunch of
good.
6s. Yeah.
All right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yep.
Sustained.
So additional 6. So you got 1 extra hit.
There you go.
Not bad there. These are strength 6. They're toughness 6, so would be 4s, but +1 to wound means that they will be wounding on 3s.
That's right.
All right.
Oh, okay. Well, come on, reroll. Oh, all right.
Okay. Re-rolling though, which is pretty good. It's just making sure you use all your rules.
It's nice of them. It's nice of
Yeah.
them. 4, 8, 10, 13, please.
13 AP.
2.
AP -2, so 13 AP -2. So looking for 5 up saves regardless on these ones. So these are going to be 5 up saves, and these are 2 damage apiece, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here we go. 5 up saves. Not 1, 2. I got 2. So it's going to be 2 will kill a guy. So that's a 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the dead possessed, and then my Master of Possessions will take 2 wounds. All right, so now my guys over here are going to attack in. We're going to go with this guy. Who's going to pile in there? 4 attacks here, hitting on 3s. That is going to be all hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Strength, 4, wounding on 3s. But because you're on an objective, I get to re-roll all wounds.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, because you're Legionnaires. Got it.
Yep. Re-rolling. All right, that's going to be 4 wounds at AP -1.
+1 because I'm on an objective, right?
+1 because you're on, so AP -2.
Yeah, 6s.
Makes 1, so that's going to be 3 dead novitiates over there. And now the heavy melee weapon's going to attack in there. 3 attacks here, hitting on 3s. That is going to be no re-rolls to hit, it's re-rolls to wound. So that's going to be 1 hit here. Strength 8, so 2s to wound. Re-rolling because of legionaries there. That is going to be a wound at AP -3 because they're on an objective there, but 6 up invul save, she's good. And that's going to be the end of the sister's turn here because he was out of engagement range over here, and he decided not to pile into me. So I don't get to fight back over on this side. So that's the end of the sister's turn here on turn number 1. He did score full 5 points for secure no man's land because he has more OC on this objective and more OC on that objective over there. But he scored nothing for Marked for Death, but he's going to keep it because as long as he kills that unit, it's going to be hard for me to get away and have them live. So that's going to be it for the Sisters battle here on turn number 1. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Chaos Space Marines on turn number 2. Movement phase for the Chaos Space Marines here on turn number 2. We'll come back to these guys in a second. But my Forge Fiend stood still where he was at because he had some line of sight. My Master of Possessions advanced back over this way, running away from the Repentia, which is fair enough, to be honest. Over here, my Rhino disembarked his dude bros over here, who advanced up over this way, and they then moved up here. He chose to be guarding because he was holding that objective at the beginning of the turn, so he is guarding. So if he's still alive on that holding that objective, I will get 2 points at the end of my opponent's turn, which is pretty good. Over here, these guys deep struck in after these guys fell back out of combat here because I didn't want to give him his secondary on my turn because that would be not fun. to do for me. For him, it would be great. And then over here, Abaddon and his Terminator bros have decided to come and join the party, coming in over this way. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. My secondaries I got marked for death, which my opponent chose his Castigator over there. He also chose the Rhino over on this side, and then the Dominions over on this side. So and then I also got what was the other one? We have to kill things on objectives.
Overwhelming force.
Overwhelming force. So I need to kill things on objectives for points. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Starting off, my Forge Fiend's going to start us off with some shooting here. I am going to fire into his Castigator over there. I am going to do Dark Pact of sustained hits, so we have to do that first. Getting it with a 10, they're good to go. So then he has 3d3 shots for each of these. It is blast, but he's only one model, so it doesn't get any benefit from that. But I am going to do Demonic Ordnance, which makes them devastating wounds and hazardous, which is pretty good. Well, the devastating wounds part is, not the hazardous. So here we go. This is going to be 3d3 shots. 3 shots. Cool, cool, cool. Great. These are going to be hitting on 3, sustained on 6s. Getting 1 hit.
Reroll because of Abaddon.
Reroll because of Abaddon. That's right. Here we go. So that's going to be 3 hits. Thank you very much for reminding me that.
No problem.
These are going to be Strength 10, Toughness 10, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound there. Not devastating. So that is going to be AP minus 3.
3. In cover, so 5 up.
No, that's going to go through, so that's going to be 3 damage. I did get hot on one of them there, so I'm down to 9 wounds. My Raptors over here are now going to fire. They're going to put everything into him, because why not? That's what we're going to do. No, the 2 bolt pistols are going to go into them, because, yeah, why not? But everything else is going to go into him. I am going to do sustained hits as well on these, so here we go, looking for the Dark Pact. On 4, they will take D3 mortal wounds. Taking 3 mortal wounds. So one of the guys without any special weapons will be dead. Yeah, one of those guys, and then that other guy will take 1 wound there. Then we've got the 2 Meltaguns that's shooting in over here. So it's going to be 2 shots. 6s will sustain, but otherwise hitting on 3s. Getting 2 hits, no sustain there. These are strength 9, so 5s to wound. No wounds there. Then the plasma pistol, I am going to supercharge it. That is a hit. That is not a wound, though. And does he hurt himself? He does not. And then the 1 bolt pistol into the novitiates. Nope, on a 1, nothing there. All right, so now my Terminators over here are going to fire into them over there. All but 3 have line of sight onto them, which is pretty good. I am going to do a Dark Pact, so I need it. I'm going to be doing sustained hits with them over there. These are going to be the Dark Pact roll here. Abaddon's leadership is a 5, so... getting it with a 9, and because of Abaddon's new rule, which is the rule that if he does a Dark Pact and the result is above a 7, I get a CP, so it gives me an additional CP, which is pretty nice. So now they are going to fire in here. We'll start off with the 2 heavy flamers, so that's going to be 2d6 over here. That's going to be 7 total shots coming in over here. So these are going to be looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 4 wounds at AP minus 1.
Right.
But you have a 6-up invul, right?
That's right. 6-up invul.
Makes 1, and then these are 1 damage apiece.
5-up feel no pains. 3
no, so that's going to be 3 dead. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 that are going to have combi weapons over here. So these are going to be 4 attacks, 2 shots each because I am rapid fire over there. These are going to be looking for, again, 3s to wound. But I get to reroll the hits because of Terminators. I made the Dark Pact. I can reroll hits. Or Abaddon can do that too. So, which is, it is what it is. But that's fine. So that's going to be here. Sustained on 2 of those there. So that's going to be 2 additional that are going to come in. These are now going to be looking for 3s to wound. 3s to wound, but 4 plus, they're devastating. Okay, so that's going to be that. So that's going to be, that's all devastating. So that's going to be a total of 7 devastating over there.
7. 5 ups.
7 5-ups.
2.
Make 2, so that's going to be 5 more that are dead.
Yep.
Then we have 1 combi bolter that's going to be attacking over here, hitting on 3s, re-rolling. Re-rolling, thankfully. Okay, so that's going to be 2 misses, but a sustained over there. These are going to be wounding on 3s. So that's going to be 2 at AP -1 because of the, or it doesn't make a difference. Fail those, 5 ups, makes 1, fails 1. And then Abaddon's going to attack with his 4 shots here, hitting on 2s, re-rolling. Okay, thankfully. I'm going to re-roll everything because I'm going to fish. Because I'm going to fish for sustains here.
Leave 1 lady.
That's going to be just the 1, but it is sustained, so it's getting 4 total here. These are now going to be strength, what is it? Strength 5, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 2 at AP -1.
6s.
6s.
Uh-oh.
2 damage.
2 5s. Here we go. Nope.
No, and she is just dead, so that killed the unit, which is good because that gets me, what is it? The secondary. Overwhelming force, thank you. All right, so now my chosen here are going to fire into the retributors over here. We're going to go with the plasma pistol on the Chaos Lord there, so that's going to be a hit. Looking for a 3 to wound, or just 2 to wound. That is a wound.
Okay. AP on this?
AP minus, 1 second. AP 2, but not ignoring cover there. So that is going to be good on that save there because they've got a 3-up armor save. And then we've got a combi weapon that's going to be firing over here. That is a hit with a fill face. I'm going to be, so it's a anti-infantry 4+. So on a 4+, it's a devastating wound. Otherwise, it's going to be on a 3+, it does a regular wound. On the 6, that's a devastating wound there. So that's just going to kill one of them there. So it's going to be the sergeant there. And we'll come back to you with the bolter shots. And now the bolter shots are coming in over here. 9 shots total because 2 are in rapid fire. Hitting on 3s. These are going to be looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at AP nothing.
So I'll roll 5 and hold 1 for a potential miracle dice.
Cool.
Well, I'll hold 2 for miracle dice.
2 for miracle, yeah, because you do that now.
Right, so
failing just the 1.
And then I'll stick 1 and I'll just roll the other one.
Okay, stick 1 and hold 1.
Oh no.
Okay, so 2 will be dead. Now into the assault phase, my chosen here are going to charge into the Seraphim squad and into the Dominion squad over here. So I need an 8-inch charge to make it into both of them over there.
Yep.
These are going to be, so I'm looking for an 8 on the dice for this. Not going to get that with a 7. I am going to spend a CP to re-roll it.
You got it. You got it.
Come on. No, with a 6. They're not going to make it. That's not great. And now my Raptors are going to charge into the Castigator over here. I need a 9-inch charge on that one. Not going to get that with a 6. So not much of a turn here. So that's going to be it for the Chaos Space Marines here on turn number 2. I did kill 1 unit on an objective for 3 points for that. And I did not kill anything that was marked for death. But I'm going to hold on to that, I think, for now. Cool. So that's going to be it for the Chaos Space Marines here. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Sisters of Battle on turn number 2. Movement phase for the Sisters here on turn number 2. The Retributors have moved up, as has the Immolator, with the Dominion still inside of it over here. The Castigator has moved up as well. Over on this side, Morven Vol and her Nundums have moved up over this way. The Dominions over here have stayed where they were, maybe shuffling around a bit to get some more deep strike protection. Castigator stood still back over there. The Seraphim over here moved up to there. The Rhino moved up over here because he's trying to get the charge off since my Rhino was guarding over here. The Seraphim over on this side dropped down out of deep strike. These Novitiates stayed on there. They're also going to be guarding over there. And then back over here, a squad of the Zephyrim dropped in back over here, and this Rhino stayed back where it was over on this side. And Celestine and her Zephyrim squad have dropped in over here. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you. I did draw one more objective, one more thing, which is going to be Cleanse. So Cleanse is now it's an action that you have to take on an objective, and you score 2 points for doing it on one objective, and you score 4 points for doing it on 2 or more. So it is no longer 5 for that. It's only 4 for that. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Start the shooting phase. The Seraphim squad is going to fire into my legionaries with the hand flamers first.
4d6.
4d6. So that's going to be
3 plus 6, 9.
9 total hits over here.
Yep.
Strength 4. So looking for 4s. Alrighty.
So 5, please.
5 total wounds coming in over here. These are going to be AP nothing. So looking for 3s. Failing 3 of them, so that's going to kill that squad. Womp womp. And then this Seraphim squad is going to do the same thing into my Raptors over there. So that's going to be
6, 9, 14.
14 total hits there with the hand flamers. These are now again looking for 4s to wound.
So 2, 4, 7, 9, please.
9 total coming in over here. So that's going to be AP nothing again.
Yep.
So looking for 3s for saves here. Failing 1 of them. There we go. I'll take that. Plasma pistols overcharging over here.
Hits.
That's going to be a hit.
Wound.
That is a wound. That is not a save, so that will kill me. Do you kill yourself?
Let's find out. Nope.
Nope. Good to go. And bolt pistols. Okay, 1 hit.
1 wound.
1 wound. 1 hit, 1 wound. 1 save. Woo! Stormbolter is going to fire into over there. All right, 2 hits.
1 save.
That is going to be 1 save, looking for a 3. Good to go. And then the Hunter Killer from that is going to fire into my Forge Fiend.
Hits.
That's going to be a hit.
And does not wound.
Does not wound. Castigator is going to fire Heavy Bolter and Storm Bolter into my Raptors, and then going to fire the Battle Cannon into my Chosen over here. So which one's first?
Heavy Bolters.
Heavy Bolters first.
Yep.
Hitting on 3s.
No sustain.
No sustain going on there.
And then 3s.
3s to wound. Okay, that's going to be 4 total. AP minus 1.
That's right.
So looking for 4 up saves. Failing 2 of them. So that's going to be them dead. And now the Battle Cannon, so it's D6 plus 5 because of Blast being given an additional 2 there.
3.
So that's 3. So that's going to be a total of 8 coming at me over here.
7, 8.
These are going to be hitting on 3s again.
Yep.
Okie dokie. And then strength 10, so looking for 2s. Okay. So that's going to be 5 total.
AP1, ignoring cover.
AP1, ignoring cover, so looking for 4 up saves. Failing 3 of them. So 3 damage apiece, so that's going to kill 3 guys. So now Morven Vol and her Nundums are going to fire into my Chosen over here. So these are the grenade launchers.
That's right. Hitting on 3s, rerolling, but don't need it. Strength 9.
Strength 9, so that's going to be 2s. Strength 9, yep.
Sorry, 3, sorry. That is 3 saves. So
Okay.
that one over.
3.
AP up to, they're now AP3.
AP3 because of the additional AP from the Castigator. So that's going to be no saves there.
Okay, D3 apiece.
D3 apiece, gotta go 1 at a time. First one kills a guy,
Second one.
kills a guy.
Third one.
Just puts a wound on. Heavy Bolter from Morven Vol.
2s, but sustained.
2s but sustained.
Strength 6. So 3s,
3s,
rerolling
rerolling.
if necessary.
And it was.
Yep.
So that's going to be 3.
1 up to 2.
AP1 up to 2, so looking for 5 up saves. Failing 2 of them.
2 damage apiece.
2 damage apiece, so I'll kill a guy and then put a guy on 1 wound. And now we got the multi-meltas coming in over here.
3s rerolling.
3s rerolling. Good thing you can reroll. For you at least. All right, so that's 2 hits.
And 2s rerolling.
2s, that's going to be 2 hits. AP5, so there's nothing I can do to save that. So the first one will just kill a guy,
Yep.
and the next one is D6 plus 2. Oh, well, I mean, we should wait on it. We shouldn't even
kill
roll.
2,
Yeah. And now Morven's missile shots.
2s rerolling.
2s rerolling.
Yes.
Yep.
Strength 9, so 2s rerolling. but-
2s, okay, that's going to be 2. AP.
AP 2 to, wait, sorry. AP 2 to 3. 3.
Okay, so 6s, no, nothing there, damage.
All right, I'll roll the first one. It'll be 6.
That's kill the guy.
And I'll kill a guy.
Okay, so
Right,
2 dead.
so-
Multi-meltas from the Retributors are going to fire into my Terminators over on this side.
So just roll 2 of them.
2 shots here.
So one's going to miss, one's going to hit.
Okay,
Now that's a 2 to wound and re-rolling.
Okay.
Because you killed a unit. So
There we
this
go.
is 1 save.
so 1 save.
And then I'm going to stick
5 up. Okay, and then he's going to do.
And then I'm going to, sorry, I know this is not the most complicated way to do that.
It's all good.
2 hits and then
2 wounds. Oh, no, that was not. That's fine. Cool. So 3 total?
3 total wounds.
3 total wounds. Okay.
Sorry.
Just to clarify, what happened over here was he rolled for one of the sisters there.
Yep.
She had 1 hit, 1 miss, and then wounded.
Yep.
He then spent the 2 miracle dice, because they're allowed to spend 2, for the other 2 to hit both their shots, and she wounded on both of those over there.
And spent 2s to hit.
2s to hit because the Dialogus can turn them into 6s. That's what she does. So that's why that worked there. So, all of that said, 3 wounds into them over there, looking for 5s because of the invuls. 4s? Oh, they have 4 up invuls, yes. The new ones? Yeah, I think one of them is. Yeah, it's 4s. I'm stuck in the wrong timeline here. Doesn't make a difference, most of it. Although it did make a difference, I guess, because I got the 1. So the first one.
You have to reroll this one, though.
That's a dead guy. And a 2 is not a dead guy. That's just a wound. Oh, no, it's 2 wounds, so he's got 1 wound left. And, the Castigator? Oh, sorry. The Castigator's now going to fire into them over here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. This is the heavy bolter shots with 2 sustains.
Now 4s.
4s to wound.
So 1, 2, 3, please.
3 coming in over here.
2 ups.
AP, nothing, 1. But because of the cover. So 2 ups, I failed 1 of them. So that will kill the 1 guy. And now the autocannons are going to fire. Hitting on 3s.
Yep. And then wounding on 3s.
Wounding on 3s.
Twin linked.
Rerolling because of twin linked over here. That is going to be 5 total there. So these are going to be looking for 2 ups. Failing 2 of them.
3 damage apiece.
3 damage apiece. So that's going to be 2 dead guys. So that's going to be it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase here. We're going to have a charge from the Zephyrim with Celestine. They do get to reroll this. So 9 inches. Nope, that's not going to make it.
Same dice.
Same dice. Ooh, wow. Yeah, there you go. That's how you get that. Oof. And now his Rhino's going to charge me because he wants to keep me from scoring that. 4 inches should get you in, though. So there we go. And he's in. So there we go. He's now going to keep me from getting the guarding bonus on the end of his turn because I'm not controlling that. Boom. And now Morven Vol and her Nundums are going to charge into my poor Chaos Lord over here. You use the 6, get a 4. That's a 10-inch charge. They're way in. All right, so now into the fight phase here. Morven Vol is going to start us off. She has an ability where if she discards a Miracle Dice, she gets an additional 3 attacks, is it? Additional 3 attacks here. So she's going to have 8 attacks into my Chaos Lord here in possibly the most excessive show of violence that I could have.
But another thing that's been added to her data sheet is if she kills a unit,
yes.
If her attacks kill a unit, then you get a miracle die.
Oh, yes. So if she kills a unit, that's why he wants to start with her and make sure that she doesn't have to rely on her Nundums there. He'll get a miracle dice for that. So, which would be the one that he just discarded.
There you go.
2's re-rolling.
Yep.
Okay, that's going to be all hits.
And now strength 8.
Strength 8, so looking for 2's to wound.
And then I'll fish because she has devastating wounds.
Oh, she has devastating wounds. Okay. Oh, yeah. What's the damage?
6.
6. Oh, he's dead. Yeah, he doesn't have. Yeah. He's 6 dead. He's dead. All right, so now Celestine and her pals here are going to attack in. The Zephyrim have an ability where during the fight phase you can choose either sustained or lethal. Yep. Unless you discard a Miracle Dice, then you get both. So my opponent is going to discard his Miracle Dice because it's fun to show this off here. So these are going to be, and he also spent a CP to give them Lance, so +1 to wound here. So these are going to be hitting on 3s with sustained and lethal. Right, so just the 2. So it's going to be 2 lethal, but +2 more hits. Okay, yep. Here we go. And these are now strength 4. So looking for 2's to wound because it would be 3s. Becomes 2s from that. All right.
So 5, 8, 10.
10 total?
AP 2s.
AP 2s, oh, they're dead. Which is exactly what you needed, so Celestine didn't even have to sully her blade with these cultists. Praying. Yeah, she's just sitting there.
Covering and praying.
Yeah, exactly. So praying for their souls, which I don't think they even have. I think they had to give them up in the contract. So yeah, there we go. They're dead. All right, so that's gonna be it for that's gonna be it for the turn there for the sisters. He did score the full 4 points for cleanse because of the novitiates over there and the immolator over in here. Did not shoot him into my terminators. I was wondering why, and now I realize that's what was going on. I forgot. He had said it, and I forgot. That's what happens. Then he also scored the 5 points for marked for deaths because those guys over there died. and basically just slaughtered my army, which is pretty brutal here at the bottom of turn 2. So we will come back to you after the movement phase for the Chaos Space Marines here on turn number 3. Movement phase for the Chaos Space Marines here on turn number 3. My Master Possessions moved up over here towards the table edge over on this side. My Abaddon Death Ball over here has moved up closer towards the guys over here. My Rhino stayed in combat over here, doing nothing, just like, Rhino kisses in the middle there. My Forge Fiend advanced over this way, because remember, I can still shoot because everything has the assault rule, which is pretty cool. And then back over here, my Raptors dropped down because the secondaries that I had was I drew Containment, which is a new one, which is basically you can do an action if your unit is wholly within 9 inches of a table edge. It completes immediately. So that means that you won't be able to shoot, but you can charge later on if you so desire. So they've got, with it wholly within 9 inches of a table edge, if you do so, you score for each, if you contain one table edge that's not in your deployment zone, you score 3 VP. And if you do it twice in 2 table edges, you score 6 VP total. So it's a total of 6 VP that you can get from that. So essentially, my Master of Possessions and my Raptors are going to be doing it for me over on this side. I also then decided to spend a CP to discard the Marked for Death because I wasn't really in a good position to be able to kill the ones that were marked anymore. So then I drew the Behind Enemy Lines for that one. So this will get, if you have 1 unit behind there, it's 3 VP, and if it's 2 units, you get 4 VP. So again, a bit of a change there. It's 4 VP versus 5 for that one. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Starting off here, we're going to go with my Forge Fiend firing into Celestine and her fly girls over here. He's going to have his 3 shots. These are going to be, the 3 cannons are going to be firing there, so it's going to be D3 shots with blast, so it's going to be D3 plus 1 because there's 8 total in that unit. So it's going to be 3D3 plus 3 shots total. I am going to make them hazardous and devastating, so 3D3. Pretty good there. That's going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, total of 10 shots coming in over here. I like that. He is going to do, he's going to do his Dark Pact of sustained hits as well. Coming in over here. So let's do his leadership for that. I forgot to do it at the beginning. That's going to be 9. He's good to go for that, which is good. So these are going to be 10 attacks here, hitting on 4s because my opponent spent a CP to make a -1 to hit over there. So not super great 4s, but getting 2 sustained. So a total of 6 hits so far. These are going to be strength 10, so 2s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at AP -4 because of the because you're on the objective. Oh yes, 2 of those are devastating, and then we've got 3 that are going to be at AP -4 because of you being on an objective over there.
5 up invuls.
5 up invuls. Nope. Failed all of them. So that's going to be a total of 3 damage apiece. So that kills that whole unit of Zephyrim, leaving just Celestine and her Gemini. And we're going to go over here to the Terminators and Abaddon that are going to they're going to fire everything into the Retributors over here. Not Retributors. Retributors. And then the one guy who can't get line of sight on them is going to fire into the Immolator. So we're going to go with the. They are going to do a Dark Pact. So let's see if that passes. It does with a 7, which means I get a CP, which is pretty great. Then we are going to fire the 2 Heavy Flamers into the Retributors over here. So that's going to be 9 total going in over here. So the 9 total are going to be strength 5, so looking for 3s to wound. Okie dokie. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total at AP -1 because you're not on an objective.
4 ups.
4 ups.
Dead, and then dead.
All right, there we go. Killed them with just the flamers. Okay, let the galaxy burn. And then the combi weapon over here is going to fire into the immolator over there. That's going to be one shot, re-rolling because of Abaddon. Still not a hit there, so it's going to be one hit. Looking for a 6 to wound. It will be devastating though. Oh, with the fill phase. Woo! Into the charge phase here. Abaddon and his boys are going to go charge into the immolator over here. So I need a 6-inch charge for this one. Not going to get it with a 4, so I'm going to spend a CP on that. It's into a 4. Oh boy, my charges have been spot on today. All right, my dice can't keep being bad, right? That doesn't, they can't. Something has to give, right? So here comes my my raptors. They're going to charge into the dominions over there. No 4-inch charge, as if to emphasize it. The exact same roll to be like, don't question me. I am the dice master. That's what I'm left with over there. So, yeah, fail-a-palooza over here. So, that's going to be it for the turn here for the Chaos Space Marines. I did contain 2 table edges, so that did give me the points for the 6 points for that. And then I got 3 points for behind enemy lines with the Raptors. That's going to be it for the Chaos Space Marines. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Sisters here on turn number 3. Movement phase for the Sisters here on turn number 3. The Dominions exited the vehicle over here, forming a little battle line there to keep Abaddon from being able to get the charge off easy enough. I guess you would have to shoot through them to get into him, but that's fine, possible to do. Over here, Morven Vol has moved up over this way, getting ready to try to maybe eventually get a charge off into Abaddon over there. The Repentia are still staying back here in their vehicle because there's no need to leash them out into the wild yet. The Zephyrim over here with the Canoness with Jump Pack have made their way over here towards my Raptors. They stayed back over there. Castigator stayed where he was. Rhino stayed in combat over here. These Seraphim have moved up over here onto the objective. Over here, the Seraphim are guarding that objective, and the Novitiates have moved up over here, and Celestine is moving up over here, looking on my Forge Fiend. My opponent drew, what were the...
Engage.
Engage on all fronts, so he's got people in all the table quarters there. And then you also got, what was the other one? Last one? I can't remember what it was.
Bring it down.
Oh, bring it down. So he needs to kill vehicles. So that would be my Rhino or my Forge Fiend over there. So that's what we got going on. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. Starting off the shooting phase, his Immolator is going to fire into my Terminators over here. So we're going to go with the Multi-Meltas or the Heavy Bolters first?
Multi-Melta.
Multi-Meltas first. So that's going to be 1 hit.
And then 2 re-rolling. So
2 re-rolling. So that's going to be a wound. Alrighty. No, not 2. It would be 3 because they're tough 5. So yeah, but still, it was still enough. You got it. So looking for a 4-up invul save. Nope, not going to get it with the 1. And he's going to spend...
Mock you by putting down a 1.
Just a 1 to put a 1 wound on me?
+2 because of melter rate.
Oh, it's +2. Haha, kills me. Fair enough. And the heavy bolters are going to fire. Going to get 1 hit, but it's sustained, so it's 2. No wounds, though. Now his Castigator is going to fire into Abaddon and the boys here. He spent 1 CP to give him +1 AP on this. So these are going to be looking for 3s to hit.
Yep.
These are the
autocannons.
Autocannons, yep. 3s to hit. These are strength 9, so looking for 3s to wound.
But they're twin linked.
But they're twin linked. There we go, pretty good there.
5, please.
5 coming on at you. AP -2, ignoring cover, so looking for 4-up saves. Failing 4 of them.
3 damage apiece.
3 damage apiece, so that's going to kill 4 more Terminators. And now the heavy bolters are firing over here, so that's going to be a lot with sustained. Let's see what can happen.
4s.
4s.
4 or 5, please.
5 coming in over here. What's the damage on these? 2, right?
2, yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to do the 2 at a time because I'm not sure with Abaddon what his deal is. So it's AP -2, right? Because you got that. So 4-ups. That's going to be good there. There we go. Failed 1 of them.
2 damage.
And then failed that one, so that guy's dead. All right, Terminators are dead. So now the Dominions are going to fire into Abaddon over here.
Hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s.
Thanks.
These are with the Storm Bolters, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And then wounding on 5s.
And then strength 4. Yep, wounding on 5s, tough 5.
2.
2. AP.
-1 because of the castigator.
-1 because of the castigator over there. So that's going to be looking for 3-up saves on Abaddon. He's good. Woo! All right, so now the Canoness with Jump Pack and her Zephyr, we're going to start us off in the charge phase, coming in there with a 7-inch charge.
5 -2.
All right, so we're going to go into the fight phase here. The Canoness with the Jump Pack, she's armed there with the Blessed Halberd. My opponent also is going to give the free, because she can give a free strat.
Yep.
So we're going to do the lance one, so basically giving +1 to wound. And discarded a miracle dice to give them sustained and lethal.
Yep.
And the once per game, she can have her weapons. She gets +3 attacks.
Yes.
And the weapon becomes devastating.
That's it.
All right, there we go.
So these are her 8 attacks.
These are her 8 attacks coming in over here.
2s.
Hitting on 2s.
All right,
No need to reroll.
No sustained.
Yep.
There you go. And strength 5. So
Strength-
3s, but 6s are devastating.
No,
no,
strength
2s.
5, so 2s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we didn't show the devastating part.
No devastating, but that's
here's
fine.
6 saves.
Cool.
AP2, 2 damage.
6 at AP2, so looking for 5-up saves. Making just 2 of them. 2 damage apiece, you said?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's going to kill 4 of my 5 guys in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got the Zephyrum. Well, let's be honest, they're going to kill him. So that is the end of the Sisters' turn here. And that's also going to be the end of the game, because let's be honest, I've got very little left on the table, and not much of it is going to be able to do much of make a big difference in the rest of the game. That was tough. I had some missed charges that really, I think, made a big difference, made a big difference. But the new Sisters have a lot of legs. I think they got a lot of legs that are going to be really good to go there. I think that this list, trying out this is my first time playing with the Raiders, and I think that it was a good. It felt good. It felt good. It felt like there's like a lot of things I can work with there. There's a strat that allows me to advance in charge. The ability to just get +1 AP on all of the objectives is really good. There's also some other different abilities and stuff that I have that are going to let me do kind of like play the game the way that I like to play with them. So we're going to give them a shot, and we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited about it, and I think that it's going to be. I think there's room for me to certainly room for me to improve. But I feel like this feels like I can do something with them, and the Sisters seem really good. And there's also another detachment they have called the Penitent Host,
Yep.
where they get like a lot of cool things that can go into like Penitent Engines and Repentia and Arcoflagellants and stuff like that. So there's also a lot of play in that as well. Yeah, this was a ton of fun. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. As a reminder, I am a part of the Army Painter Factory team, as you should definitely know at this point if you've watched any of my videos in the last like 6 months. But with that comes, there's a code that you can get at the Army Painter. If you go to the Army Painter to order any of there, you can get a 5% discount by putting in the code FactoryGeek5. And I've got that there, and I'll have it in the description down below. But if you go and you do that, you can get 5% off of your order, and try out the new paints. The Fanatics are really great, and I used a lot of speed paints. In fact, I painted I kit bashed this Canoness on Jump Pack here out of bits, and then I painted her just today. Just today, I finished painting her with mostly with speed paints. I think that there's matte white, and there's like the green in the eyes of the dead Forge Fiend, and the black around the rim that I used non-speed paints on. Everything else was speed paint, so it looks good. I'm pretty happy with it indeed. So you can give that a shot yourself for 5% discount. So why not? Give it a shot. Anyway, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek, as always. My opponent's been Marcus, and until next time, stay safe and have fun.